I, I first want to know, like, help me build a visual mental image of what the edge is today.
Okay. The edge is a good one because it's fuzzy. It means different things to different people. Um, so how do we bring that into focus? I describe the edge, if you imagine an onion and each layer in the onion has an edge. Um, if you go across the industry and talk to different people, their perspective or their context or the layer in the onion in which they live will help them define what they call the edge. So you could define the edge from within a large data center, um, being the portion of your edge being what's connecting you out to, say, a public cloud. People might call that the data center edge or the cloud edge, depending on whether you're coming from the cloud inwards or from the data center outwards. You have, when you get into a single business, distributing their compute across a set of remote offices and branch offices, sometimes called robo. Each of those compute stacks sitting in those stores could be called edge compute platforms. If you go into a manufacturing automation scenario, the machines that are sitting on the manufacturing floor helping automate the process of manufacturing goods could be considering edge. They're certainly not in the data center of the manufacturer. The telecommunications industry has a network. The network has an edge. That edge, often called the provider edge, is providing services to their customers. Provider edge is a place that could go all the way out to, some people will describe it as a lamp post or a base station where you've got antenna. Come one hop in where you might have a central office, which is going to have enough space where you could put a small rack. So, we have edge computing devices that sit on oil rigs because the rig itself is littered with sensors, which don't have enough compute capacity. They're filtering data into an edge device. So there's many different ways you can view the edge. And one of the things that we look at from a Red Hat perspective is, okay, there's going to be some consistency. One, you're going to have to run applications. Two, a likely application delivery vehicle is a container. Three, there's probably some data processing that's critical to the workload. Four, data processing is probably going to benefit from hardware acceleration. When you're sitting in an environment where you're power and space constrained, you need to super optimize your hardware platform for the application workload that's running on top of it. And maybe five, lots of those devices across the edge become fundamentally distributed. So distributed management is critical. So it kind of plays out in all these different dimensions. You could call any one of those earlier examples edge. They don't all have the same footprint. Some could be a full rack of gear. Some maybe just a ruggedized single server device that's sitting outside, even exposed to the public. So security concerns look different. So pretty broad spectrum.
That has to be the single best explanation I've ever heard of edge, and it explains
Yeah,
why I was
right
so
on.
confused.
Hey, that's good.